I am not a financial advisor, and I never give financial advice on this channel. 100% of this content is for entertainment purposes only. Hello everybody, I hope you're all doing well. I just wanted to show you something really quickly and touch on a particular subject. This is the Ripple Wikipedia page right here. And it says right here in Origins and Early History that in 2011, engineers David Schwartz and Jed McCaleb, who happens to be the founder of Stellar XLM, began a financial infrastructure similar to Bitcoin that would use substantially less energy and drastically reduce transaction time. In September 2012, Chris Larson and McCaleb co-founded the corporation OpenCoin. OpenCoin announced that it had closed an angel round of funding with several venture capital firms. That same month, OpenCoin acquired Simple Honey to help it popularize virtual currencies and make them easier for average users. On September 26, 2013, OpenCoin officially changed its name to Ripple Labs Incorporated. On October 6, 2015, the company was rebranded from Ripple Labs to Ripple. So it looks like the founders of Ripple are Chris Larson and Jed McCaleb. Going back on the Wayback Machine, there used to be a website called practicalmetaphors.com. This was back in May of 2004. If you look here, you can see these articles were written by someone named Ryan. If we go down here, there's an article about decentralized currencies that was written in 2004. Saying, last week it occurred to me that all our money is IOU based. Cash is an IOU from the government, good for taxes. A bank account is a bank IOU, good for cash. Even community currencies work on issuing IOUs redeemable for goods and services within the community. But banks charge a fee for lending their IOUs, and even community currencies require centralized databases for keeping track of who owes what. My idea is simple. Everyone keeps track of who they trust and how much credit they will grant each person, i.e. how many dollars worth of IOUs they will accept. Then if I want to pay someone I don't know, we find a chain of people connecting us who will each accept the IOUs of the person before them in the chain. I pass my IOU to the first link who passes her IOU to the second person, and so on to the final recipient who receives the IOU of someone she trusts. Everyone keeps separate track of their balance with each person they are connected to in this network. So if there's a disagreement, it is only ever between two people who have agreed to trust each other, and so they should be able to work it out. If not, they can stop accepting the other's IOUs. Through chains of trust, I can use the credit that I have with my friends to pay their friends, friends of their friends, and so on to as many levels as needed. It doesn't take very many levels to cover the entire city, country, or globe. The whole thing can be done on the internet with complete security and privacy, using computers to sort out the chain of trust relationships necessary for each payment. This decentralized structure is completely compatible with the current banking system and other alternative monetary systems, and is more flexible and stable as well. But more importantly, since it relies entirely on social trust, it allows money to become a tool of cooperation, community building, and abundance. Read my proposal. If we click right here, you can see that this white paper written by Ryan Fugger on April 18th, 2004, Money as an IOU and Social Trust Networks. Kind of sounds like a town square, perhaps. I don't know, something like X, which is interesting because isn't Elon Musk thinking about releasing something called Xmoney very soon? And a proposal for a decentralized currency network protocol. Well, that's very interesting because it sounds like his entire idea about these decentralized digital IOUs were originally designed to be used in a social type of environment like social media. Now we go to ryanfugger.com, where it says Ryan Fugger is a freelance web developer. And right down here, some sites I've worked on as a primary back-end developer. And the very first thing that we see right here is a little thing called Ripple Pay, a payment system built on a social network based on the Ripple project that I founded. This was back in May of 2009. It's very interesting because the roots of Ripple seem to have been originally envisioned to be dynamic with social media. So what could Elon Musk possibly have planned? And why is it that you don't see Ryan Fugger's name right here next to Chris Larsen and Jeb McCaleb? Now eventually, Jeb McCaleb parts ways with Ripple Labs, and he starts what is called the Stellar Project. Now one of the first major investors in Jeb McCaleb's Stellar Project was a company called Stripe back in 2014. If you look into Stripe, you'll find out that the early seed investors back in 2010 to 2011, one of these people is a person known as Peter Thiel, who's co-founder of PayPal, as well as Elon Musk, which directly ties Elon Musk to Peter Thiel to the Stellar Foundation through Jeb McCaleb, who is the creator of XLM, which is essentially a fork of XRP. So if Elon Musk is talking about creating Xmoney using a social environment to do so, I find that very strange that this all ties back to Ripple, which ties back to Ryan Fugger in his original white paper thesis having to do with digital currency IOUs being used as payment through social networks. And right now we have Elon Musk creating Xmoney through his social media platform X. Strangely enough, the logo of XRP has an X right in the middle, which directly ties Elon Musk to PayPal, PayPal to Stripe through Peter Thiel, and Peter Thiel to the Stellar Foundation created by Jed McCaleb, who happens to be one of the founders of Ripple alongside Chris Larsen, which are taking credit for what Ryan Fugger had originally envisioned back in the early 2000s. So when Xmoney comes along, which cryptocurrency do you think they are going to choose to use on Xmoney? Because I think there's a really good chance that it's going to be the one tied to Jed McCaleb. Just something to think about.